My boyfriend and I took about 10 grams of nutmeg in fresh powdered form at about 6 p.m. one Friday night. We just mixed it up with some Coke and attempted to drink it. It really doesn't taste bad at all. Just that it's like trying to swallow sand. It is really tricky to swallow, but you get over it one halfway through and just deal with it. It wasn't until about 9:30 p.m. that it kicked in, just as we were waiting for a train into the city for a night out. We started off with the strange feeling we get when we smoke pot, like something's happening, but not. It's not physical or mental, but something's happening somewhere. Anyway, shortly following, our pulses really started to race and we got very sweaty. We stared at lights which looked much brighter and prettier than usual. We stared a lot, but barely talked. The train ride became more and more thrilling as the minutes passed. It seemed to go faster and faster, then seemed as if it were going down into the center of the earth. Our sense of direction was pretty warped at this stage, yet we were perfectly capable of speech and movement without looking suspicious. Some time later, maybe 1/2 hour, we were in a friend's car in the back seat looking up at the tall buildings against the night sky. Our sense of reality was again a little warped and it seemed that the whole city was just floating in space. Like a spaceship or something. Even at the time it seemed ridiculous but still very possible. The same thing happens to us when we're stoned. At about 12 midnight we each had about another 10 grams and got significantly worse after that. I found that standing up and being still were very difficult. I'd stumble and trip over a lot. I'd shuffle about and talk very very slowly, but wouldn't shut up, like when I'm completely drunk or I guess really stoned. The night went on and I was so out of it. I could barely move, I was so heavy and tired and just brain dead I think. I enjoyed food, and found things tasted really different. I began to talk some really weird shit at this point, like saying that my slice of pizza tasted like a maze in a maze book I had when I was a kid. Really stupid stuff, but I meant it all. The taste of the pizza really did remind me of that maze book. Anyway, as it got to about 6 a.m., on the train ride back home, I felt as if I were asleep, or in a dream, but I wasn't asleep. Walking home from the station seemed very surreal also. Unfortunately the next day I slept in until about 4 p.m. and felt pretty lazy for most of the next day also, but it was worth it for an interesting experience. I'd recommend it, just keep an open mind.